I'm going to show you how to use Gumroad's email feature. That way you can send broadcast emails and newsletters to your audience. And I'm going to explain to you the difference between broadcasts, newsletters, and then how to write those emails inside of Gumroad. So let's start off with the difference between broadcast emails and newsletter emails. They're going to be essentially the same thing. They're created the same way, but they're used a little bit differently. So broadcast emails, these are going to be the emails that you use as one-time email messages. It's sent to a large group of subscribers or contacts at the same time, and then it could be used for timely announcements, promotions, product launches, or event invitations. I'm going to give you an example of a broadcast email later in this video. A newsletter email is usually regularly scheduled and it provides subscribers with curated content. It could be updates, it could be information, it could be whatever the type of content it is you provide, but on a weekly basis. Newsletters are designed for maintaining an ongoing engagement and building relationships with your audience over time. I'm going to give you an example of writing a newsletter email just to kind of show the differentiation between the broadcasts and newsletters later in this video. So let's talk about broadcast emails just a little bit more. I just want to tell you the key characteristics of a broadcast. It's going to be something that you send as you need to send an email. So whenever you feel like there's something specific you want to share, something like news or information, you could go ahead and use broadcast emails to send to your audience. You could use them as a single focus email, which usually concentrates on one topic or one call to action. It's also not a regular, it doesn't have a regular schedule. Usually, creators use broadcast emails to share time sensitive information. It could be something like an event driven or deadline oriented email, something where you're inviting people to an event and you're reminding them, or something for like a deadline, like say you want to you're selling some merchandise and the deadline for a discount is coming up. And examples could be flash sale announcements, breaking news, limited time offers, and webinar invitations. The newsletter email, this one has a consistent schedule. It could be something you send on the same consistent basis, something like, say, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Your audience will know to expect your email every Tuesday at 9 a.m. It also provides value, which can teach your subscribers something like improving their marketing skills through actionable advice and real world examples. And then you could build relationships because readers will come to trust the sender as a reliable source of marketing knowledge over months of consistent delivery. So, the more consistent you are with delivering these emails on that scheduled date, they're going to get used to or build a habit of expecting your emails and reading your emails for this example, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. So, here's a few of the key points for broadcast emails and newsletter emails, just to give you a comparison chart for their frequency. Broadcasts are a little more sporadic, it's more as you need them. And newsletter emails are regularly scheduled emails, something that you write every week or maybe every day. The purpose, broadcast is specific for announcements or promotions, and newsletters are ongoing engagement and value delivery. The content, this one is single focused for broadcast. Newsletters are multiple topics or sections. The timing for broadcast is often time sensitive, and newsletters are published on a scheduled day. And the goal for broadcast emails, they drive immediate action. Or for newsletters, it builds relationships and trust. So the best email practice is to use newsletter emails to send weekly newsletter emails to build a steady reputation with your audience, helping them expect your emails at a specific time and date, which builds up readership habits. The broadcast emails. Use the broadcast emails when you have time sensitive announcements, special promotions, or urgent news that requires immediate attention and action for your subscribers. Okay, so now that you kind of got an understanding of the difference between broadcast emails and newsletter emails, we're going to go into creating those emails with Gumroad. Now, when you create these emails, they're virtually going to be the same. They're going to virtually be the same thing. It just depends how you use them. You don't have to worry about actually defining anything as a broadcast email or a newsletter email. That's just the industry standard of what a newsletter is and what a broadcast email is. All right, so now that we're in Gumroad, we're going to go ahead and click new email. And this is where you could go ahead and create all the little details, such as the title, which is the subject line for the email. And then you're going to write the text or include anything you want inside of this description, where you could add images, links, videos. You can embed other stuff like buttons, Twitter posts, upsells, dividers. You could customize this email quite a bit using Gumroad. Although it is not the best email platform, it is still a free platform. It's a free platform that can still do just about everything you need an email to do. So for this example, we're going to use my brand, California Digital Nomad, as the example for creating these emails. So for example, let's say I'm writing a weekly newsletter to my audience. I'm going to go ahead and copy over an email that I already have pre-written. This will be the subject line where they read this inside of their inbox. Adventures in Sequoia, snow trails, and getting lost in the woods. So this is going to be the subject line they see inside of the email. And once they click inside of the email, everything inside of this box is what they will read. So I'm going to go ahead and copy everything over. Okay, so now I copy and pasted all of the text that I had for the email. That way you can see what an all text email looks like. So I wrote, "Hey there, I just got back from an incredible trip to Sequoia National Park and I couldn't wait to share it with you." Now, usually what I do with my emails, I'll put a banner at the very top. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little space. Then I'm going to go ahead and insert an image. All right, so now I have my banner logo up top. I just changed this, so it's going to be look a little different from my previous ones. So now I have my banner image, which helps the reader to understand or to know who this is coming from, because sometimes they get so many emails and they don't know who this email is actually from. Even though I could write my name, it doesn't mean they know who I am by name, but they might recognize the logo a lot easier than recognizing my name. So I love putting banners at the very top. Now for this next section is where I talk about a video I just published on YouTube. So I'm going to put this as a title, make it bold. And what I want to share is my latest YouTube video showcasing the Crescent Meadow Trail. So I'm going to go ahead and embed a video right here. So I'll go ahead and grab the share link. I'm going to click this insert video button on the top. And now I'm going to go ahead and paste that URL to the video I want to share with them. And now, as easy as that, the video is embedded on the email. So now that when I share this email and this video specifically, it's going to show up inside of the email when they read it in their inbox. Now the next thing, we're going to go ahead and insert an image. So let's say we want to make this a title. I like to make everything bold. Actually, on this one, we're going to share a blog post. So I wrote a trail guide for this specific trail, the Crescent Meadow Trail. So I'm going to go ahead and link the guide right here. I'm going to click up top, insert link. So you can see the word that I highlighted, it shows up right here, guide with arrow. I'll paste the link and add it. And now when they click this button right here, or when they click this hyperlink, it's going to send them to the guide that I'm linking them to. I'm going to show you how all of this works once I'm done with the email. I'm just trying to show you how to actually build and what you can build with these emails. So for the last part, I want to show you a picture. Actually, I'm going to show you a picture and a tweet. We're going to embed a tweet after this. So coming next week, I want to tell them about a trail I'm going on next week. So I'm going to share an image from that trail. We're going to go ahead and insert an image now. There we go. So now we're loading this image. Coming next week. Get ready, next week I'll be dropping my trail guide video for the Big Tree Trail in Sequoia. Now for the last part, I'm just saying see you next week, motto California Digital Nomad. I don't have to write anything else. I don't have to add anything else, but I just want to show you what else you can add onto the email. So right here, we're going to go ahead and insert a Twitter post. You could put a button, a divider, or an upsell, but for this email, we're going to put a Twitter post. So now we'll go ahead and paste the URL right here. Insert. And now we're embedding a Twitter post directly into the email. And this is what I love about Gumroad is it's a free tool and it lets you design so much into this email. You could you can embed tweets, you could insert pictures, you could embed YouTube videos, and then also, well, more images. That was my banner. You can still add more stuff like buttons, which could go to, you could have your audience click a button to go to a website or maybe a YouTube channel or one of your merchandise links. Whatever you want that button to do, you could insert a button and customize it. You could also add upsells, which will be the other products you sell on Gumroad. So for example, let's click insert upsell. And now I could choose one of the products that I'm offering. Most of these are just examples, but let's go with the Joshua Tree hiking guide, the basic guide. We're going to insert this one, and now it's going to show up as an upsell. I don't have an image for that yet, so it's just showing this basic default thumbnail. But now they can see they can purchase this product if they wanted to. So let's get rid of this. The last thing about emails is that you can attach files. So let's say you want to attach files like pictures or audios or videos or some documents. You can attach any kind of file you want to an email, and that way your audience can receive it and either view it or download it. So now what we want to do, now that we have this entire email written out, we're going to preview the post. And this is what it looks like on your blog on Gumroad. So this is not exactly how it's going to look on, say, the email, but this is the way it's going to look. Every time you write an email, it's going to also publish as a blog post on your website. And this is what they can see. They could watch the video directly. They could also click this link, which sends them to a guide that I wrote. So here's a guide that I wrote on my website, on my main website. So this is my trail guide. Now let's go back. Let's close this. The next thing was these images, and you see it covers from left to right, the whole thing. It's a really wide, beautiful picture. Now the one thing it did leave out was the tweet. It didn't leave the tweet. Let's see if I had it on there still. Nope. So we're going to go ahead and embed the tweet. There we go. For some reason, I deleted it. I'm going to close this. Let's preview it again. Preview the post. At the very end, you can see the embedded tweet. And if they click on the tweet, it'll send them straight to Twitter or X. It'll send them straight to X. And now, they're directed straight to the post that I linked them to. All right, so now that's what a blog post will look as a previewed post on your website. Now you could also preview the email. So let's do a preview email. A preview has been sent to your email. Let's go look at that email now. All right, so you can see that right here, we have the subject line at the very top. We have the banner image, and then we have the text. Now let's scroll the rest of this emails to see what it looks like. So one thing we could do is put some spacing between these paragraphs. You could remove or add more emojis. Here's the link to the video, the YouTube video. So if they click it, it'll send them straight to YouTube. You got the new trail guide, the link to my guide right there, which is a link to my website. Here's a picture, another picture of myself, and for some reason it left out the tweet again. Actually, this is the tweet. For some reason it doesn't show the whole tweet. I think that's only because it's a preview. So once you send it, it should show up on the email the way it looks right here, like an actual tweet. So once you're done, let's say you're done and this is the email you want to send. Let's go ahead and publish. We're going to go ahead and publish it now, which means you're going to send an email immediately to your entire audience. Or you could choose to schedule this email to be sent on a specific date, let's say 1 week from now. You could also choose a specific time. So let's say 5:13 a.m. So on December 24th, Christmas Eve, we want to send an email at 5:13 a.m. This is that specific email that we're going to send to our audience on that date and on that time. So now that we're ready, we'll go ahead and schedule, and it'll schedule our post. Now, let's say this is my one email for my newsletter. This is going to be the same thing for either your broadcast emails or your newsletter. It's going to look exactly the same. So now this was a newsletter. Let's say I want to work on a broadcast email. We're going to go ahead and remove all of this. We're going to leave the banner since I'm going to reuse the banner anyways. Now let's say we want to send a broadcast email, something that is more of a one-off email. Let's say, for example, I want to ask my audience, which park should I go to next? So I'm going to write on the title, you decide, where should I hike next? I'm going to go ahead and copy over all my email from Notion into Gumroad. So now I'm asking them, option 1, should I go to Sequoia Congress Trail? Option 2, should I go to Yosemite Mist Trail? Or option 3, should I go to Zion Angels Landing Trail? Vote on X and follow me there if you're not already. So okay, I'm I'm hosting a poll on X. So I'm going to want to make it easy for them to vote. I'm going to embed a tweet on this email. So I copied the link to that post. I'm going to go ahead and embed the tweet. And now here we go. Vote on X and follow me there if you are not already. Looking to do another hiking adventure before the end of the year. Which one should I do next? And now people could go ahead and vote. So if you're on my audience, they could actually participate in which trail I should actually go to next. I think it's a little bit fun to include your audience, to let them choose, decide where I should go next. Or you could do other stuff, but this is just an example of something you could create. So this is something that's time sensitive. I plan to go on a trip before the end of the year. They got to vote. Now I'm going to put a divider for a second half of this email image or this email post. So I'm going to go ahead and make this title, make it bold. And now what I'm telling them is cold weather won't stop us. I'm dropping new merchandise for this winter season. This is kind of more of an announcement. So I got new merchandise dropping soon. I got rain jackets, hoodies, and gloves. I don't actually have this coming out yet. That would be awesome once I get to this point in the future, but this is just an example of something where this is just an example of sending an announcement email, something that is one off, where I can still talk to my audience and share something that's happening, an update that I'm releasing new merchandise, rain jackets, hoodies, and gloves. And early they can get an early bird special where they get 20% off on all pre-orders. Pre-order now. I could go ahead and include the link, which either I can insert a link right there, or just simply highlight the word and then paste the link onto it. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Use any of these elements to create your email. You could use different formatting, text, headers, bulleted lists, number lists, and code blocks. You could use bold, italicize, underline, and strike throughs or create quotes. Say, for example, I want to make a quote right here. It just kind of shifts it over. Now you could insert links, images, you could insert videos, you could also insert buttons, Twitter posts, dividers, and upsells. Now we could go ahead and preview this as a post. And every time you create an email, you always want to preview your post to make sure they look exactly how you want them to look. Because maybe I forgot a banner image and now I could go ahead and go back and add that banner image. Maybe I want to change some of the formatting here, like give some space to the writing. Or maybe I want to add some images. So maybe I could add some images right here to give them an example of the merchandise that's releasing. Now the other preview is to preview it as an email. You always want to see how it looks on the email because most of your subscribers will always view your content through an email. So you want to see exactly what they're seeing and make sure it looks how you want it to look. And if it doesn't look exactly how you want it, come back to the email, make the adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and give this some spacing. And then once you're done formatting the email, go ahead and preview it one more time, as many times as you need to preview the email until you get it right. And once it's done, just go ahead and click publish and either send it now or schedule it for a future date, or just go ahead and save it so you could work on it later. So we saved this email. Now we're going to go back to emails. We're going to have a draft right here, and we can see the draft emails that we haven't quite published yet. We haven't scheduled them either. If we scheduled any emails to go out, it will show up on this tab. If we already published emails, it would show up on this tab. Then you can see the list of your subscribers right here. And that's all you have to do is whenever you want to write a new email, go to the tab on the left, click emails, click the new email button, and then create your own email to send to your audience.